Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm kind of starting this video like midday. It's like almost 2 o'clock. But this morning I went on a walk. I met my mom and my sister at this place called Molebacks. I don't know if that's a thing for everybody. I don't know if it's like a chain thing. It actually might not be. I think it's like a one-off thing, but essentially they have like a ton of plants there. I think they have like a little coffee shop there and a bunch of little like store station things, but they're closing. So it was pretty empty. I've never been there before, which my mom and sister were really shocked, which is a bummer because it's like pretty empty now and I've never been there. So I never really got to see what it looked like. But anywho, my mom works at like old person's home, and when she takes people to places, she gets to do whatever she wants to do. Me and my sister met her there. We got coffee. We walked around with Brinley, my sister's 2 daughters, and then my mom had to go back to work and she had to take the old ladies back to their home. And so me and my sister went to Value Village and I got a couple things there. Okay, I'm going to show you guys really quick what I got from Value Village. And the first thing I got is just this little dress for Brinley. I was hesitant on it. I wasn't sure if I really loved it, but I think I do. It was only $6, and she doesn't really have many clothes that are this age. It's 18 months, but it's a dress, so I feel like it can fit her early and later. Me and my sister both got one of these. There were 2. There was like a darker green one, but it was only $2. And it's like the silicone, like baby bottles or sippy cups or whatever, but they have straws. Kind of looks like the Mushy brand, but I don't think it is, but they're really cute. I also got this, which I don't have any use for right now. But whenever me and JJ get our own home, then I think it'd be really cute to display like in the kitchen, like leaned up against the wall, or just like as a platter to like set stuff on, obviously. But it was $10 and it's Hearth and Hand, and it kind of matches like the flour and sugar containers that I already have there that are in storage. I've been wanting to get this artwork on Etsy. It's like this Christian artist, and they're so pretty. I first saw them on Tori Masters, her YouTube channel, and she has a piece of their artwork, and I loved it. And so I was like, because you can either buy them, have them printed and shipped to you, or you can download them and then print them like at Walgreens or Staples, or there's a Bartell's next to us, so I was maybe going to do that. But so you have to pay for the download, then you have to pay to go get it printed, and then you have to buy a frame, and frames can be expensive. So I was like, I'll probably just end up doing it once we move out. I don't know. But I found this frame, and I wanted it in a big size. This is not the picture I'm keeping in it, obviously. I'm not sure what size it is, but it was only $8, and I really liked the light wood. And I feel like if I bought this on Amazon, it would be like $30. So I was like, yep, I'm getting it. So I'm gonna go print. I already bought the artwork off of Etsy. I downloaded it, which was like $10. And then I'm gonna try and go print it. I just need to figure out what size I'm printing out, and then I'll let you guys know how that turns out, because I'm pretty excited. I love you. Good night, Brinley. Good night. Have a good nap. Have a good nap, cutie. I somehow just convinced JJ to go pick up the print that I ordered from Walgreens to put in that picture frame. And I'm very excited. Also, sorry if you can hear my dog eating in the background, but I just wanted to hop on here and show you guys this little book that I started. I drew on it and I wrote "Becoming a Better Wife" in this tiny little notebook with lined paper in it, because the other night me and JJ were just having casual conversation. It's like after he got home from work, and I was like, man, I really miss having dinner with you, because we live at my in-laws right now at his parents' house, and his job's really random because he does construction, and he gets home sometimes at 6:30, 7 p.m. and I had already had dinner because I get home at like 4:30 and I'm usually starving when I get home. So I usually eat around like 5 or 5:30. So sometimes he gets home later than that. Sometimes he's not hungry at that time. Sometimes he's at the gym. It just depends. And we like barely ever have dinner together. And that was not the case when we lived together in our apartment when we first got married up to a year ago. So we lived in an apartment for like a year and a half. And he would always come home from work because it was more consistent of a schedule. And we would have dinner together and we would sit down and like light our candles and just talk about our day. And I loved it. I miss it so much. And I miss just like sitting down together after a long day and just like eating dinner together and like catching up. But that just doesn't happen. And that's just like what it looks like now. He took that as me complaining about the job that he has, which did not even cross my mind. I wasn't even thinking about the fact that it was like related to his job and how we don't have dinner a lot of times because of the job he has and just the hours that he works. And a lot of times he doesn't have the choice to work earlier in the morning because a lot of houses that he's working on won't allow him to come in until like 11 a.m. or something like that, when he would rather get there earlier. So a lot of it's out of his control, and that didn't make him feel good. So anywho, that to be said, I literally didn't even think about how that would come across. And after I did that, I was like, I should write down all of these things that I like truly want to work on as a wife in our marriage, because Brinley's going to grow up. She's going to start seeing how I talk to him, how we are together, how our relationship is, and that's going to change so much in her life. So I started writing things down in this book, and I named it Becoming a Better Wife. The first thing that I wrote was, think about him before I voice my feelings and or complaints. How will it make him feel? And then I put that example of me saying how I missed having dinner with him, and I didn't think about that, how that would sound to him. And then these other things are just things that I've like thought about in the past, or things that I read in my Bible. Another thing is to remember to give him grace, because the only time he really taps into emotion is with me. In all other aspects of life, emotion is set aside. I'm a super emotional person. I feel like most wives are. Most women are a lot more emotional than men. And he goes to work and sets aside his emotion. It's purely business. He goes to hang out with his friends and there's not a whole lot of emotion there. Like, guys are just guys. I need to remember that when I'm with him, a lot of times I expect him to be that way when it's hard for him, because that's not always how he is. That's not what he's used to. And then another thing that I was reading the other day was in Genesis 3:16. It says, you will desire to control your husband. That's in the NLT version. And I just wrote down that this will be something that the Bible says all of us wives will struggle with. Like, we literally will all desire to control our husbands. Convicting a little bit. And I just wrote down that I need to actively try not to control JJ. Like, I need to submit to him. I need to try not to, like, push my ways on him. And some examples I said, like, was don't try and control what he eats, what he wears, how much he's on his phone, the way he drives. Like, we're going to desire to do those things, desire to try and tell him, like, you need to put your phone down, you spend more time with me, you need to do this, you need to do that, don't do this, don't do that. And, like, that's something we need to fight against, because the Bible tells us that we will have to deal with that. And then another thing I wrote in here was do things that he enjoys, get bought into things that he's passionate about, because I think a lot of times it's like guys really enjoy it when you play the video games that he likes to play, even though I am the worst at video games. I'm pretty sure he gets, like, motion sick when I try and do something on the controller. Another thing is to, like, watch the movies that he wants to watch. A lot of them are usually, like, action movies, and those aren't always my favorite. I like romance movies, and he likes the opposite. And then, like, watch sports with him and actually learn about the teams and players and get excited, like, when they win or when a certain player's doing good, and just, like, hang out with him and be friends with him is something that I really need to work on, and we've talked about a lot. And another thing that I wrote in here was don't nag. The Bible literally says in Proverbs 21:19, it's better to live alone in the desert than with a quarrelsome, complaining wife. And another verse says it's better to live in the corner of an attic than in a nice home with a quarrelsome wife. That's, like, roughly what it says. But, like, man, a quarrelsome, complaining wife, like, that's worse than living alone in the desert. Okay. And just something that I wrote after that was, instead of complaining and nagging, this is just an example, instead of complaining and nagging about JJ maybe leaving his clothes out, I could easily pick them up. I enjoy cleaning, and it takes a few seconds out of my day. I could easily pick them up and just pray over those clothes that he wears and the work that he does in them. Or I can pray for him. That maybe it is a bigger issue than that. I feel like the Lord calls us to just pray for our husbands. Maybe he's really on his phone too much and you feel like he doesn't give you the time of day. I would encourage you not to complain about it, not to nag about it, and just pray for him. Pray over his phone that the things that he's watching, the things that he's consuming is good for him, encouraging to him. Maybe he's watching sermons, maybe he's listening to good podcasts. But yeah, I would just encourage you guys to replace complaining and nagging with just prayer. It'll go a lot farther, and I can guarantee that it will be a lot better. Obviously, because the Bible says that. I feel like I had something else I was going to say, but now I forget. So I'm just going to wrap it up. But just wanted to encourage you guys a little bit. If you're a wife, or if you're going to be a wife, I'm obviously still becoming a better wife. But I feel like I'm slowly learning some things about marriage and what it is supposed to be in God's eyes and how I'm supposed to be as a wife, who God calls me to be. And yeah, I'll update you guys if I have more things that I write down, but so far that's it. Oh, I did want to say that the reason I started this book is because I feel like a lot of times JJ will bring something up to me, or I just think about something that I want to work on in marriage, and I forget about it, and I don't want to forget about it. So I'm writing it down in here so that I can look back and be like, man, I haven't really been trying to be interested in the things that JJ is interested in, and now that I'm reading this, I probably should do something with him that he enjoys. X, Y, and Z. Yeah, so that's why I have it, because I don't want to forget, and I want to refresh my memory and actually change, actually become better, and continually be sanctified daily. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. It's kind of long. I'll show you guys my picture frame when JJ gets back. Da, da, da. Moment of truth. I'm gonna put it in the frame. I'll show you guys what it looks like. 3, 2, 1. Da da da. You can see the reflection. I love it. It's a picture of Jesus up here feeding the 5,000, and there's like tiny little picture of fish and bread. I think it looks so cool, and it's like neutral, and it just like looks pretty, you know? I also forgot to say that I will link that Etsy art below, because they have other pieces that are really cool. It's like a Christian artist, and there's different ones that you can choose from, but this one I probably was my favorite if I only were to get one of them, but I do want to get more. But I'll link it below if you guys want to check it out, because I like it a lot. We just left for our date night. It's 7 p.m. and
Yeah, we did.
I fed Brinley, and then we left. Left her with a poopy diaper and all for
crap.
Grandma.
Yeah, it was a holy crap. Yeah, big old pooper in the diaper.
But we're gonna go get dinner, late dinner, and go see a movie.
Going to the Robin.
Red Robin.
And then we're gonna buy a book.
Worked there for 2 years and I still love it.
And then we're gonna go buy a book.
What? Why?
Well, every time you go to Red Robin, you gotta go buy a book.
That is kind of what we
It's
always
right by
do.
It's right by the bookstore.
We kind of do that a lot.
Yep, we're gonna add a book to the book collection, and it's not gonna get read for many years.
He always buys a book, and I always go to the kids section to get a book for Brinley.
I didn't chew that bacon all the way. It's scratching my throat on the way down. Ow.
What are we going to do?
We both get to buy... I get to buy 2 books, you get to buy 1 book.
All right, bye.
Look.
Look.
The texture of the cover is repulsive.
It's literally just like a linen feel.
It's fabric and it sucks, but it's
I love it.
Beautiful.
I think it's hilarious.
It's beautiful. His chin is so pointy. His nose is so bulbous.
So beautiful.
But just super cool art.
Anyway, I just thought it's funny because JJ hates those book covers, and it's funny to watch him touch them. What'd you get?
Then
Or what are you getting?
On BookTube they do this. So this book is about a maid, and she's in a house. The Housemaid. I really don't know what it's about. I just see it all the time. That's all I got.
I picked out this one.
Lovey-dovey things.
Dr. Seuss's Lovey Things. I want Valentine's Day books for Bryn. And JJ picked out this one. Lovebird Lou.
Are you kidding me? Look at Lou.
Are you zooming in on the $5? Because that's really why he picked it out.
$5. Apparently this movie must suck. Are you excited for the movie?
I'm super excited. JJ never really wants to see movies like this.
Speak up, you sound like a mouse.
JJ never really wants to see movies like this. He always wants to see the action sci-fi movies. They can hear me.
What is your question?
What'd you think of the movie?
Well, it was a movie. It's the best movie. No, I'm not going to do a Donald Trump impression. It was good. It was cute.
I thought it was really good too.
There's a couple funny one-liners, like the old bird, the Uncle Dan bird, hysterical. Yeah. I mean, I liked it. There wasn't a bunch of like woke bull crap that like Disney tends to put in their movies. So I mean, it's A+ for me.
I thought it was really cute too. I thought it was really funny. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Date night successful.
This is where I'm ending it. Good night.
Like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the ring notification down below. I got everything with that, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, okay, bye.